So what if you've rolled out this brilliant new company strategy, right? But then maybe 6 months down the line, feels like only, I don't know, a fraction of your frontline teams actually got it.
Or even bought into it, yeah.
Exactly. Or, maybe you felt that weird disconnect where two teams, same company banner, but they seem to operate in totally different worlds.
Oh, absolutely. That happens all the time.
Well, today, we're really digging into why that breakdown happens and exploring kind of a radical shift in how we bridge that gap, turning strategy into something felt daily for every single employee. We're talking at that crucial difference between what we just broadly call culture and the specific thing that is organizational culture.
That's right. And our deep dive today, it's really all about unpacking how those two concepts interact, where the friction points usually are, those inevitable bumps.
Right.
And maybe most importantly, how clear, consistent communication, and this is the key bit, communication that feels human, especially when it's, let's say, powered by modern AI, can actually bridge that divide. Don't think of this as your practical guide, understanding workplace unity, and maybe some surprising new ways you can actually foster it, turning those abstract values into, real daily habits.
Okay, practical sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's start there with the definitions. When we say culture, capital ski, what were we really talking about?
So that's the broad social fabric, right? The stuff we all carry with us, from families, neighborhoods, maybe professional backgrounds, the industries we've been in.
Got it.
It's like that invisible script. It shapes our preferences, why one person might want really direct feedback, just blunt, while someone else needs something more reflective, nuanced.
Yeah, okay. And we bring that everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets interesting. How that personal script from the wider culture bumps up against organizational culture.
Oh, okay.
That's what emerges when those scripts meet a company's specific stuff. It's stated values, how leaders actually behave, the day-to-day processes.
Right.
I mean, if you've ever switched companies and suddenly felt like you moved to a different country, but you haven't left town.
Yes. Definitely felt that.
Where, meeting norms are different, the jokes don't land, decisions happen totally differently. That's you feeling the difference between the two cultures.
That's a really great way to put it. I sometimes think of culture, the big one, like the weather. It's external, kind of unpredictable, you just adapt. But organizational culture, that's more like your building's climate control system. It's internal. You can actually tune it to keep things comfortable, productive.
That's a great analogy.
So while that external weather influences language, humor, maybe expectations about time, the internal climate control sets your rituals, like daily stand-ups, how you actually do recognition, who gets to decide things, how info flows.
Exactly. And understanding those distinctions is so important because that's where the friction comes from. I mean, think about scope.
Okay.
Broad culture, it's those big social, professional norms we all swim in. Organizational culture, that's laser focused on your company's values, your specific practices.
Much narrower.
Right. And the examples show it too. External culture might be, say, communication style or sense of humor. Organizational culture dictates things like meeting etiquette, how fast decisions get made, very specific.
And changeability, big difference there too, I imagine.
Huge. Broad culture changes incredibly slowly. Generational stuff, history. Organizational culture, much faster. It can shift based on leadership choices, intentional design.
And ownership. Who's responsible?
Well, broad culture, no single owner. It just evolves. But organizational culture, everyone owns it, really, but it's definitely steered by leadership, by managers. They set the tone.
Makes sense.
And finally, the communication levers are different. External culture needs sensitivity, maybe even translation. Organizational culture, that thrives on transparency, consistent updates, good feedback loops, clear channels.
Okay, so that gap, that mismatch between the external weather and the internal climate control, that's the problem zone. That's where friction happens, disengagement. So the critical question then is, how do we bridge that? What's the control knob we can actually use to align these things?
It really comes down to communication. But crucially, not just more communication. It has to be smarter, context aware.
Smarter.
Think of communication as that ultimate control knob. It's what turns abstract values into stuff you can actually see, behaviors people feel.
Right, like you can announce a value in a town hall.
And it's just a slogan, right? A poster on the wall.
Yeah.
But if you weave it into daily stories, if you curate recognition around it, deliver it in micro lessons, then it starts to become muscle memory for people.
That's a powerful idea, muscle memory. There's research showing employees are like 3 times more likely to retain info from audio during tasks compared to text. That changes things, doesn't it?
It absolutely should change how we think about internal comms. And look, the research consistently backs this up. Over the past decade, study after study links strong internal communication to higher engagement, lower turnover, better performance.
Like the Gallup analyses.
Exactly. Gallup's work constantly shows engaged teams mean better productivity, better safety records, fewer defects. It holds true across industries. Clear, timely communication, it's just vital.
So if we knew this, why do good communication plans often just fizzle out? Why does that strategy to frontline gap persist?
Well, we see a few common pitfalls again and again. First, the channels are just fragmented, totally broken up.
How so?
Messages get stuck in email silos or lost in noisy chat apps, or maybe shared in a big town hall that, honestly, frontline staff or people on different shifts just can't attend. Companies keep adding tools without real integration. It's just norm.
Okay, fragmentation. What else?
Inconsistent tone is another big one. You get a super formal memo, then casual Slack chat, then maybe a polished live stream. It feels disjointed, creates confusion.
Right, like different companies talking.
Exactly. And third, and this is huge, feedback is often missing or it's just too hard. If there's no easy way to react, ask a question, recognize someone, employees just become passive listeners. It turns into a monologue, not a dialogue.
Okay, fragmented channels, inconsistent tone, no easy feedback loop. That makes a lot of sense. What's the secret sauce here?
The secret sauce is really intelligent design, and that's where these AI-powered channels truly shine. And when we say AI-powered, we don't just mean email with a better search bar.
Yeah.
We mean dynamic platforms that actively create, curate, and personalize how content gets distributed. They act almost like a central nervous system for your comms, adapting constantly.
Okay, how specifically?
Well, take Reach. On-demand audio. Suddenly, your frontline and hybrid teams are actually in the loop. Tone gaps. You can produce a consistent brand voice once, reuse it so it always feels cohesive.
Oh, okay.
Feedback gaps. Things like employee-submitted stories, curated recognition segments that turns the monologue into a real dialogue, and relevance. It creates a rhythm, not just more noise.
I like that. Rhythm, not noise. So let me try an analogy. If email is like a bulletin board and chat is maybe a hallway chat, then this AI-powered workplace radio thing, it's more like your company's friendly host, always there.
That's a great way to think about it. Yeah, a friendly host who greets you, maybe plays during your commute, checks in during breaks. It's integrated into the flow of the actual workday, not just another thing to check. But the real magic, I think, is the segmentation and timing. It automatically figures out, okay, this safety tip needs to hit the plant floor at 6 a.m., this product update. Sales team, 8 a.m. And it keeps segments short, 2-3 minutes. Because attention spans are real. Small, repeatable habits work best.
So I'm picturing it. AI sits between the big strategy stuff goals, themes from leaders, and those everyday moments for employees. Onboarding, shift start, coffee break.
Exactly.
And it turns that high-level strategy into these short, friendly audio bites, like a continuous pulse of info that actually sticks.
That's precisely it. A pulse that makes people feel included, informed, even if they miss the big live event.
That's a really compelling picture. So let's connect this back. Turning values into daily habits. What are some of those everyday wins you see with something like a 247 branded workplace radio powered by AI?
Oh, the examples are really concrete and pretty transformative. Think about onboarding.
Yeah, okay.
Instead of just a handbook, maybe new hires get a daily 5-minute culture primer for their first couple of weeks, mixed with peer shout-outs, manager intros. Imagine how much clearer that makes things.
Yeah, immediately connected.
Or safety. Plant teams hear a short safety spotlight each shift, timed to their specific role and location. It's not just a poster they walk past. It's a spoken reminder right when they need it.
Much more immediate.
Recognition feels real because managers nominate wins and boom, it becomes a cheerful segment people can listen to again. And strategy. Strategy finally feels human. Quarterly goals become weekly micro stories. Leaders explain the why and the how.
So you're really mapping features to outcomes there. Like the 247 radio gives consistent reach, measured by weekly listeners.
Right.
The AI content creation means relevance and saves time, measured by production hours saved. Employee contributions create dialogue, measured measured by submission rates. Event recordings mean accessibility, measured by replay rates. It connects the dots for leaders.
Precisely. And you see the impact fast. I remember this mid-market logistics company, depots across 4 states, really struggled with alignment.
Okay.
They launched a short daily show hosted by rotating depot leads. Within weeks, safety incidents dropped. Internal referrals went up because people heard colleagues getting recognized, managers. They spent way less time chasing updates. The radio became the trusted source. The whole culture just felt warmer, more connected. It worked better. Similar story with a global manufacturer. Better clarity, better new hire retention, because the communication finally matched how people actually work. Quick, repeatable, on any device.
Okay, this sounds great, but leaders, they always have concerns, right? Like, oh no, more messages, message fatigue, or this is too centralized, or just people don't have time.
Yep, common concerns, but each has a good answer. Message fatigue. That's why you do short, varied segments, not long broadcasts. It feels different. Over-centralization. Counter that by actively rotating hosts. Make it a platform for the different sites and teams. Compliance privacy, clear policies, workflows, role-based access, standard stuff just applied here.
Right.
And the no time argument, it's not extra time, it's different time. Audio fits into commutes, task prep, breaks, places text often can't reach. It respects different work styles, different realities. It slots into their day.
Different time, not extra time. I like that. Okay, last big hurdle. Connecting this to what, say, the CFO cares about. How do you show bottom line impact?
You build that logical chain of contribution. You don't need to claim direct sole causation, but you show the link. For instance, correlate listens during onboarding with how fast new hires get productive.
Okay, time to productivity.
Or track recognition participation against turnover trends on specific teams. Or safety segment completion against incident rates in a plant.
Connect the dots.
Exactly. Pick a few key initiatives for the quarter, big product launch, new safety push, whatever. Create focus segments. Track their reach, their completion. Collect anecdotes from managers about what they're seeing change. Then present that combined picture in your business reviews, the employee voices, the qualitative stuff, right alongside the quantitative data. That's when it clicks for leaders.
The whole story.
The whole story. So really, let's bring it all together. Culture is what people bring with them, right? Their background, their norms. Organizational culture is what you actively try to build inside the company.
Weather versus the climate control.
Exactly. And the bridge, it's communication. But the strongest bridges are rhythmic, human, and genuinely two-way. And what's exciting now is that AI makes building that strong bridge really practical. It helps turn strategy into those daily moments that actually stick.
Okay, final thought then. Imagine the next year. 12 months where maybe every shift does start with clarity. Every week celebrates real wins people hear about. Every strategy actually breathes through short stories people remember and connect with. What would your work days actually feel like if that deeper culture and your intentional organizational culture finally started pulling in the same direction? Something to think about.